Capricorn, welcome into your mid-February 2025 money and career tarot reading. I do apologize for being late posting this, but given that I am, do remember, of course, that it is meant to pertain to the remainder of the month, but it, of course, can pertain to as well a bit before. All right, so let's jump right into some tarot for mid-February. For Capricorn, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. So the number 22 is on the board. Do look up the angel number meaning. But I do feel like this is a time where you're going through a balancing act and maybe even weighing out the options and managing your money quite wisely, I feel. I also sense that some of which drawn to the reading, a select few are managing it better than you recently have been. You know, maybe you're saving more, not overspending. It could involve investing, but it does feel like in the midst of this balancing act, accomplishing kind of period for you, there is a decent amount of connecting taking place. This, of course, talking about you connecting to other souls and maybe a larger sense of energy, like a collective or a community of some sort, quite efficiently. But it does feel like this is as well a time where you're connected to your work to a very beneficial extent, okay? It feels like as well it's a period for you where you're meant to be getting your voice out there more so. You may stumble upon your speech, and even when accomplishing at certain points, as you can hear, there have been little hiccups that I've been experiencing while channeling for you. But it doesn't mean you stop getting your voice out there. It doesn't mean you don't post that content. You know what I mean? Or apply for that situation, or accomplish what you were or are meant to. You know what I mean? You proceed forward. It just feels like you're somebody where energy affects you, both spiritually and otherwise. Maybe even expectation or the pressure in a situation, or the pressure, the expectations you put upon yourself could play into that as well. And they're saying, just get it out there. Just go for it. You know what I mean? I'm hearing you only live once. But the Chariot card and the Eight of Swords, I'm getting very specifically, this is talking about for a lot, you feeling restricted within a job situation. Maybe this is where you live and you want to finally save up and move to a new place. And somebody's thinking about a long distance move. But I wouldn't be surprised once again if this is about work where you're looking at the time, quite often, which I don't feel is going to help you. But it may give you an angel number or two to see when that work day is going to end. I just heard for somebody, thank God it's Friday, TGIF. Just kind of wanting the week to fly on by and then be wrapped up. And they're saying, well, then maybe that job situation shouldn't have a place in your future, because that is not how your work life is meant to be. You know what I mean? Regardless of how beneficial it can be and or is at this time, where Spirit's saying, take a step back, right? And for a second, think about how much of your life, your time along your path is taken up by work. For some like me, you work so much, right? Doing this pretty much full time and then working a weekend job and whatnot. It just takes up the majority of my life. But then some of which, even if you're, say, working, a normal, day-to-day job, and that does, entail a lot of time if you think about it. Is that meant to be something where you don't enjoy yourself? Is that meant to be something where you want the time to pass on by? You just kind of want the work week to just be done with? No. So Spirit's saying, let's contemplate, think about, and solidify in regards to the potential of the new for the future. I'm not saying after watching this reading, go and quit your job. I'm not saying after this reading, go and up and start to sell your house, or, give your 2 weeks or, month move out notice. You know what I mean? But they are saying that there is options out there. Okay. You can always switch it up regardless of how late you are feeling you are along your path. You could be 50, 60, and you can, or regardless whatever age you are at this point along your path, and you can still switch it up when it comes to your career, even if it's completely different fields. You know what I mean? It's never too late to become an entrepreneur is what I'm getting. They're recommending some that are working a day-to-day job that you're not loving. Start a side hustle. Okay, maybe a hobby or two, a skill set of yours that you don't use enough for in general can start to be mastered more so, or you can get on social media and watch things grow, and then over time, as that's a part-time gig for you or something that's you put effort towards, it then can maybe take over and be more of a full-time thing for you in the future. Just a thought. Moving on. Yeah, keywording. The Nine of Swords and the Seven of Wands, because I feel like there are certain stresses that you deal with maybe at home. Could be due to your spirituality, like myself, but I do feel like this maybe is financial matters for some, but feeling mainly for the majority, this is where you work, okay? But it may be in regards to when you're running your business. And so it feels like you're needing to protect your energy. Things like crystals and disassociating at certain points, finding anything else to do rather than associate yourself with bad energy or a negative conversation, which is bad energy, right? Low vibrational. But you may as well find that this is talking about you picking and choosing in regards to who you associate yourself with to the best of your ability, where your control does lie. But I really sense that this is a time of slow and steady growth, okay? And for a lot, I find this is a public platform. It could be your business, it could be through your job, your finances adding up slowly. And so they're reminding you, if you're looking to hit one, if not a couple different financial goals for the future, think about things, especially financial matters from the past. It could be exactly, the same, like a saving up kind of goal. Where you didn't, maybe gain a huge lump sum or multiple in order to hit that goal. Maybe one part of it was, or a couple different parts. But for the most part, you just kept putting money aside here and there or consistently, or at least for the most part, and then you got there. You know what I mean? And I'm hearing you will always have enough. It's a time period where you need to remember that if something's meant to be, you'll have enough. If something's meant to be, the opportunity will arrive, okay? And I feel for a lot, it's going to be at your doorstep, in a sense that that's communicating. It's going to be a very divinely guided, very easy acquiring. So don't sweat it, all right? But it's also a time where they're saying don't rush and don't sweat the small stuff. Don't overly or in general focus upon the imperfections, because in a sense, remember, everything's temporary. And that moment of focusing on something that doesn't really do it for you, or you just, it annoys you, or you don't love it, or maybe it stresses you out, or needs to change, that needs to be temporary, to say the very least. But yeah, look at this, the Four of Pentacles, because it's a time of saving. It's a time of looking at where your control lies and adjusting from there, adapting from there, knowing that you do have that control at the end of the day. But yeah, the Hierophant, because it feels like this is a time where you will be communicating your way to victory, and it will feel like this second half of the month period speeds on by for you, with a lot going on within and outside of you, right? Pertaining to your money and career, where you're thinking about change, you're thinking about finances a lot. And they're saying things are going to change up for the better after this month. You just need to do what you have to do and think about the future in a balanced way. Don't overdo it, of course. And ask yourself, what do you wish to see changing for the near future, okay? And so I also feel like there's change within a situation that you're maybe not super fond of, and so that may be pushing you to change it up at some point, okay? But I'm just gonna leave it at that. Those are the messages I have for you. If I could even speak at this point, those are the messages I have for you. I hope they were truly helpful. I'm sending you so much love and light. Bye, Capricorn.